What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Live Loud Life podcast. We're so happy that you're here. We're hoping that you're loving this channel. We hope that you've shared it with some friends and that it's bringing a lot of great value into your life. Again, we're newer to this, so we're rolling with it. We're playing with it. We're having fun with it. We love to hear from you, though. So if you're listening to this and it's resonating with you, we love for you to share it on your social media. You can tag us. If you're on Instagram at live.loud.life. You can find us on Facebook. We're pretty much everywhere, but those are the two main platforms. Share it. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a comment, give us a shout out, posting the stories. We just want to see who's listening, who's paying attention, and who's jiving with the message. So thank you first and foremost. Today we are going to be talking about pace. We're going to be talking about running at your own pace, and this comes from this can be applied kind of across a couple different areas of your life, and it's something that I struggle with constantly. And Nichelle, and I apologize, is not planning to say this because it just popped into my head, so I don't have the exact reference, but talking about not comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. And it's something that, when you're following someone and you're looking at mentors and other business owners and people that are doing things that you want to do, it gets you super excited. And not from a jealousy standpoint, but like, man, that's awesome. I can't wait till I get there. I want to get there. Or, you start to feel this little bit of, you can call it anxiousness if you will, but it's like, man, that's awesome. They're doing great. I wish I was there. Right. That's usually how it comes off of. And this happens in the gym. I wish I was able to lift that much. And it's okay. You hear a lot of these things out there. It's just like, it's not healthy for you to do that, or you're comparing yourself, or that's your ego and different things like that. A little bit of jealousy is okay, as long as it's coming from an area element of motivation, stimulation, or something like that. Now, if it's jealousy and you're wishing, I wish that wasn't, like, why did they deserve that and not me? That's a different scenario. But that's not what we're getting into today. But it's just understanding you need to run at your own pace. And we talk about this a lot, the training through the seasons of life, as Dan John refers to, strength and conditioning coach, is we can't all do all the things. And, Nichelle and I, if you know us, we're always just throwing more and more onto her plate for better or worse at times. Right now we're going through a rebrand. She's launching another course. We're purchasing an office space for our chiropractic practice, which we're going to do, a full renovation or build out for that. All great things, all exciting things, but part of it just is our personalities. We want to be at a certain place in our life, and we know we have to make it happen. We're not just going to sit back and expect it to happen or wait for it to happen. So we're always trying to do more things and add more things. And, to someone else, that might sound motivating and stimulating, which is great. We hope that is, but we don't want that to be seen as like, oh my gosh, look at them, they're so lucky. And I find that we're super fortunate. And I'm super grateful for all of those that have helped us get here. And I'm super grateful for the support. A lot of people don't have the support system that we have. And that's part of the message, is like, we're very fortunate that we have a support system here, whether that be our local family or friends or different things like that. Not your situation is completely different than my situation, and my situation is completely different than someone else's. And this was bogging me down for a while. Like, I see other people coming out of school or other programs, and they're doing great things, and not using that as an excuse. But I was like, man, they're like killing it. Like, I'm kind of in this rut. Why am I not there yet? What am I missing? So on and so forth. Or I need to be doing this. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. And just understanding it doesn't necessarily align up with my goal or my timeline or my plans. But that oftentimes will bog you down. If you're trying to do too many things, you can't get them all done. And if anything, it might be half-assing most of them. And we see this just so much from a business standpoint that it really kind of, it slows you down because it's overwhelming. And we've ran into that so many times. Oh, we need to be doing this. Oh, we should be doing this. Oh, we should be doing this. I need to be doing that. I need to add this. And because we see it working for other people, but from a global system or scale, or a plan, it probably doesn't work out for our scenario, because we're not going to be able to execute and implement it to the full value that it would have. And part of that comes from, for us, we have three kids. Our oldest just turned 5, but we have three kids under the age of 6. As this airs, my son should be about 1, my daughter should be about 3, and my son's about 5.5. And we love it. It's just a busy, crazy life, but we know that we're not going to be able to do all the things because of that. But in the next chapter, as they get onto school and go on, and they're not attached to your hip, we're going to be able to implement and add more things. So give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself, take a step back, take a breath, and know that if you got a lot of stuff going on, you might not be able to do it all, which is okay. But you can still plan, you can still create, you can still organize, and do what you can based on that, which is good. But let's look at this from another element, like your health, your fitness, your exercise, getting into the gym. We see this a lot, and there's pros and cons to competition, right? Like, and we're just bringing up CrossFit because we work with a lot of CrossFitters locally, or just other people. Having the scoreboard up there or seeing what people are doing, I think can create healthy competition. But you have to know from an individual standpoint of where you sit with that. If you don't have as much self-confidence where you're standing in your health, just like, at times I struggle with my own self-confidence as a business owner, thus why I reach out to try to find those things. And it's tough. And to a certain element, when I was doing CrossFit, it was the same thing. It's like, damn, man, like I should be able to lift more than that, or something like that. And then it created a unhealthy relationship about the context and the environment and the perspective that it was, which is good now in hindsight and recognizing that. But for many people, they put themselves into situations that they're not quite ready for, because they're not running at the pace that they should be. If you're coming off an injury and you expect to be back to where you were, you're trying to compete with a fellow person who did not have an injury, who was you. Let's use that as an example, right? Joe and Bob at the gym. Joe and Bob are at the gym, right? Their strengths are almost equal across every comparison. But unfortunately, Joe got hurt one day, and now he's rehabbing a back injury, and he's trying to get back into it. And the healthy competition that was there before, based on equal standards, it was fine. They worked off each other, and that was all good. But now Joe is running the race, and the pace is too fast to return back from his injury, and he keeps kind of yo-yoing his symptoms and his progress because he's running at a pace that Bob is currently doing without an injury. And so it's very hard to just to kind of put that into perspective, because a lot of us think like, that's where I was before, that's what I should be able to do this. And you should be able to, and you'll get back to it, but you got to just understand that your pace currently, based on where you are at, you can't run at the same pace that Bob's running. Joe's got to run his own pace. And I find this to be super, it's very humbling, to kind of constantly go through this process, because at least the way my brain goes, and it's something that my parents, my dad especially, has always kind of tried to. He's such a patient man. He's just a saint, and he's so patient and he's so calm. But my brain has always just been like this little, like, go 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 fast. So he's always be like, paciencia, tranquilo, just trying to, like, calm me down and slow me down. But that's just, I'm always just go go go. And I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do this. It's so much so that that little rat brain, I get too spread out, and then oftentimes nothing gets done. And so this year especially has been very, very beneficial. Hiring a coach, for a business and personal coach, which has been monumental. Just like anyone else hiring a fitness coach, there is a coach out there for whatever you're having trouble with. If you feel like you're scattered, there's a coach out there, I swear. And it's just good to have someone help you keep on track, so that you're not all scattered, to help keep you aligned with the goals that you want. And that's super important. That's what we try to provide, right? Everyone assumes oftentimes that, oh, you're a coach, you got it all figured out from time to time. It's like, I hire a coach. I've hired trainers before write me programs because, I have a specific goal, or just the time. And again, the season I'm at, I don't have time to program for me, or I reach out to resources that already have those systems and things already planned out, whether it be like a subscription. But it's super beneficial, and that's what we hope to help provide too, right? There's a lot of people are just like, I have a goal, I want to be able to do this, I want to be out of pain, I want to be able to go on hikes and adventures with my family, whatever that is. Oftentimes you need a coach so that we can help you keep on track, keep the target, so that you're not having to like worry about all the noise out there, like, oh well, if you have back pain, you need to be doing this and this, right? And we see it because we're researching and always looking at this. But as a consumer out there, it's super confusing. I mean, there's so much noise on the internet and social media today. You're like, how am I supposed to know? This says this is the top 10 tips for low back pain, this is the top 5 tips for low back pain. Do I need 10 tips or do I need 5 tips? How many of those are actually important? How many of those do I actually need? Well, what if my back pain is really just tightness and I don't actually have pain, right? So it helps to have someone in your corner who can help you block out the noise, who can filter out what you actually need, so that you can determine the pace that you actually need to go at. Because again, if you have a goal and we figure out where you start, we can make a nice plan to help you get to the point where you want to be based on the presentation that you're currently at. But if you don't know how to evaluate or assess that, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging. So whether that's us, and we work with people remotely too, so you don't have to feel like you have to be right with us. Again, oftentimes the coaching element is just having the conversations and working through the process so that you can come to the realization of what that pace is and what that process is on your own. You just have that support staff with you. But I hope this has been beneficial for you guys. Again, it's something that I have struggled with constantly, just feeling like I need to do everything and run at a faster pace. Last year, 2020, has been, a year for everyone, but for me, especially, being able to slow down a little bit more, being able to be a little bit more perceptive about what my actual goals are, where I want to be, and what things are truly important. There's a lot out there, and while I want to be able to do all these great things, this might not be the time or the place for that. But I've been enjoying the learning process, and I hope that you guys have too. I'm trying to be more honest with myself, and I'm trying to be more accountable, and that's partially what this episode is about. So I hope that you can be all those things to yourself as well. And if you need a support staff or a support system for that, either hire it out or reach out, or get a coach, or whatever that might be. So um, again, find your pace. Look at the goals and the targets that you want to be, and see how you can make that happen. If we can be a part of that journey, I'd love to. If we can help connect you with someone else, we'd love to do that as well. But I hope that you guys can take a little breath, take a breath, give yourself a little bit of grace, know that you're doing a great job, and that you can get it done. And it does take effort. I'm not saying like, step back, but just know what things need to move, and when they need to move is going to be very, very beneficial for you in the long run. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please, please, please share this episode. If you've jived with it, share it with a friend, post it on social media. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. That way, when you get a new episode drops, bing, comes right to you. And if you have not already done so, please give us a review. We love hearing your thoughts, and your perspective of the show. And as always, reach out to us, questions, topics, anything that you would love to hear or have a discussion with us about. We love to chat with any of the listeners. Until then, guys, live loud, and we hope that we can continue guiding you to the adventurous life you were made for. Take care.